Hey, speaking of the patriarchy, you guys see this? This gave me a good laugh. I really hope this isn't fake because it's so funny. Hey, I know we said no expectations. Getting to know you this past week has been nice, but how high is the percentage of us having sex? I just don't want to waste each other's time. I feel like we have talked a good while, and I want to know how you feel. These conversations are important to bring up so we're still on the same page. 0%. That's actually insane. Like, do you even hear yourself? You really think you're that untouchable? Like, I was literally giving you an opportunity, being a good guy, and this is the energy you hit me with? That's actually embarrassing for you. And let's be real, you're not even all that. Like, I was willing to overlook some things because I thought you had a good personality, but you're just one of those girls who gets off on rejecting guys for no reason. I was literality, that's how you know it's not AI, thank God, just trying to see where things could go, being chill, and you come at me with 0%. Like, okay, relax. You're acting like I was begging or something. Newsflash, I wasn't. If anything, this was your loss. Honestly, this just makes it easier for me. You're actually giving way more friend energy than anything else. So I think it's best if we just keep it that way. Like, I wouldn't even be into you anymore after this, so it's whatever. You seem like a cool little sister type anyway. Maybe I can even help you talk to guys in the future so you don't come across so weirdly aggressive. Anyway, I don't have time for this. I was being nice, but clearly that was a mistake. Good luck out there, or whatever. It's one of those things where you would assume that it's fake unless you've interacted with men romantically, and then you know there's a very decent shot of it being real. You know? That's so embarrassing. Yeah, for her, like he said, you know? That's actually embarrassing for you. That's what I mean. I'm gonna walk into a pond with rocks in my pocket. Classic consequence of talking to men. Except for Stavros, go see the show. Oh, it's definitely real. Every girl has seen this. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of guys, you know? I mean, I've been on Grindr. Though usually conversations in Grindr don't really reach a point where anyone's invested to the point that they're putting this many words in. A friend showed me an almost identical convo they had on Grindr yesterday. Well, never the mind. Maybe I'm just not hot enough. The effort this man put into those texts are a little scary. Yeah, you know, it like really burns at them. They put a lot. It's never. Nah, whatever. I hate this because I feel like I'm in it. What, do you do that? I think it's okay to do something like that, but like dialed down every once in a while, but only if they earn it. Like without context, you have to assume that the guy's in the wrong. But there's always that 1% chance that a crash out is a little warranted. And I think we have to open space for that, you know? It's kind of like accepting that everyone's a little cringe, right? Like every once in a while, you know, sometimes you things just don't work out and you're like, okay, I thought things were going better, but I guess I was wrong, and I guess maybe I misread that signal that one time, but like to be fair, I did literally ask you, and like yeah, you need like you get like a voucher for a little. I'm not again like I'm not saying the worst version of this or this guy specifically gets that voucher. I'm saying like there's I'm just saying we should keep space open, you know? We're holding space. We're hearing, we're listening, and so on. Type shit. Never forget about nuance. No, you have to. If I'm exactly like that, what should I do? I would say you probably shouldn't message somebody that you're not having sex with and ask them how high is the percentage of us having sex. That's pretty much like where it all went wrong, I would say. That was like there's it's very difficult to recover from that, you know? Yeah, you should never ask a percentage. The percentage is either 100% or zero as far as like the heart is concerned, you know? So you don't want to open from that perspective. 50-50 it happens or it doesn't. That's pretty true. Why do people see getting therapy as an insult? I mean, it kind of is because you're saying you need therapy, but that guy probably does need therapy. So it's also like true, you know, like it's, you know, some like it's also an insult to say like, hey man, you're crashing the fuck out. I think you need to take a step back. Like that's also an insult, right? But it's also true. Like it could be true in an insult. A guy once asked me how many days it would take for me, and it would take for me until he could ask me out again. What a considerate king. I get what you mean, Chase Watkins, but the problem is like if you interact with people in real life, it's actually shocking how few people understand basic nuances. I shouldn't even say basic nuances, just like the ground rules of conversation. And I'm not going to say it's always men. I'm just going to say it's like 99% of the time it's guys. It's not even an autism thing. I'm pretty sure women get autism more or something, or I don't know, scientists haven't. behavioral therapists haven't figured it out yet. I don't know. Um, it's just like so many guys see women as like a goal rather than a person that it just completely their ability to understand any kind of it. Like so much of socializing a guy in opposition to like the general climate, like the way they'd be socialized, I guess by default, is just like seriously, you can just treat her normally. And then the guy's like, well, what's normally? And it's like, well, okay, you interact with lots of people normally. Just do that. It's like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? You just do that. And if you like them, you treat them like a person that you like, which you have people that you like. So many guys want possessions, not partners. Yeah, it's like whenever I see those the like crypto bro Silicon Valley tech guy incel posting about how, you know, they don't actually want a relationship because women are annoying or whatever. They just want like someone to which I guess it's nice that they're being honest about it. I've heard so many girls who just want to talk to a guy who doesn't want to hit and takes regular showers. Yeah, the standards are the bar is pretty low. The bar is pretty fucking low. The normative hetero relationship falls apart the moment the man sees the woman as a human being. I don't think that's necessarily true, but I do agree that there are lots of women who are socialized to like not want what's best for them in a way that makes them basically like impossible to talk to, you know? Like there are lots of it's really there's so many versions of this, right? Like with white girls, it's like, well, I just like white country girls, it's like, well, you know, I don't care about voting. I just want like a nice farm boy to settle down with or whatever. You see this like black guys are always complaining about black girls saying they want like gang members to impress them with audacious acts of criminality and like shit they steal or whatever. And it's like, for one, no, you don't want that. And for two, seriously? Like, come on. There's just like versions of this across every and it's all like the same demon, right? Audacious acts of criminality. Yeah, you know why? You know why? Because I didn't want to say hood shit. Do you want that next time? What I did, respectfully, by the way, was I made the sentence as white as possible to acknowledge cultural distance. I can say hood shit. I don't give a I can say worse than that. But I listen and I learn. I've got the t-shirt when a black woman is speaking, I'm listening and learning. Okay, I'm not, and so for that reason, I acknowledge and I take a step back. This is a level of social conscientiousness, by the way, that you all could stand to benefit from. A little bit, I would say. Maybe we would have fewer people doing shit like this if more of them would be willing to say audacious acts of criminality rather than hood shit when talking about black girls who want like, you know, a thug gang member BF to, you know, impress her by hot wiring a car or something, you know? Audacious acts of criminality, he said wokely. Yes, you got it. You got it. Not gonna lie, if you know how to hotwire a car that's still kind of hot. Uh-oh. The pink dots in chat are talking. Don't let women talk about what they're into. You don't want to get blackpilled. Watch a crime movie and the girl, you know, the girl you're with is like, oh my God. And it's like the ugliest man you've ever seen. And he just hit a stripper. And she's like, damn. And she like bites her lip. And you have to be like, okay. I understand that men as a group fetishize a lot of stuff that's not necessarily good for them, but the misogyny levels are rising a little bit. We need to dial it down. You're affirming bad political movements, okay? Heard a girl say it's a turn on when guys drive with one hand, brain completely cooked. You think she like had a pivotal, you know, a psychosexual moment growing up while watching that Simpsons skit, you know? Black guys drive their cars like this and white guys drive their cars like this. And from that point on, the neurons connected, and it was all over from there. It's true. We're so lame. Ah, classic. I drive one-handed because stick shift. I drive one-handed because I'm looking at Temple Runner videos on my phone. It's just boring, man. That's good. You're staying focused. That's what I mean. People are like, you're distracted, and I'm like, how? I'm keeping my attention levels up. Knew a girl who said speeding was a turn on. That, I mean, I don't know how many of you are just like 18. So the girls you're talking about are also 18, because when you're young, there's so much shit that when you're older is stupid that is actually a turn on or whatever. Because speeding when you're young is like, oh my God, you know, the wind is rolling by, the music is blasting loud, finally freedom, my mom, my dad, I can do whatever I want. And speeding once you're over like that phase of your life is like, Actually, speeding doesn't increase the likelihood of you arriving at your destination faster because you're always going to be slowed down both by the speed of traffic and by any red lights or stop signs that you hit. So actually, you're risking you're increasing by 42% the chance of you having an accident to only increase the rate at which you get there by 3%, which, you know, if you average that out over a long period of time, like it's just not worth it. Nerd. I think that speeding makes you a nerd in the sense that it betrays a lack of basic social competence, you know? There are so many people. Now, okay, now I'm talking about real speeding, by the way, not the standard like 10 over that everyone does on every freeway in America, okay? Except in Vermont, apparently. I'm not talking about the, you know, just following the speed of traffic. I'm talking about people who are actually speeding, you know? Speeding usually isn't efficient. No, it's not. It's antisocial. It's just like it's another example of people being poor citizens when they're behind the wheel, you know? It's like the equivalent of blasting music through modified speakers that rattle all of the houses nearby, you know? I never understood how dudes feel the need to go 110 when every other car is already going 80. Well, when I see that, I just imagine the guy who's speeding is like teeth chattering angry. Like I imagine like a divorced dad who can't get any thrills in his life anymore except for like the you know, the adrenaline that it gets by needlessly skirting the speed rules. Like it's not impressive to me. Much the same way with like blasting music out of the car. It's like I'm not assuming you're having a good time in there, having your eardrums rattled. I'm assuming you're doing it to show off, and it's not impressive, you know? 30s brain. I felt that way in my 20s too. The music thing is that your autism, you just hate music. Contrarianism again, that's, you know what I mean when I say blasting music. I do not mean like playing it at a high volume in your car. I mean when they get the bass modifications to their car that rattles the windows of the houses they pass by. If you think that shit's acceptable, then frankly, like, you don't share any social project with me. You can't do that and then go, I want walkable communities. You're a fucking hypocrite, okay? You mean hood shit? No, I mean audacious acts of criminality. I mean audacious acts of musicality. What do you want from me? Street racing and performance driving are not the same thing. Well, street racing is also antisocial, which, by the way, everyone agrees with if they've been around it. Literally everyone. You know? No one likes them, except for the people doing it. But Fast and Furious is cool. Yeah, but they don't look like Fast and Furious.